Workers in Marikana tried to unite, and they were massacred by the ANC. So next time you think of using that line, you must rethink and think again. Thank you. Deputy Speaker, as South Africa looks towards another annual celebration of human rights, 21 March, residents of Shah have been grieved the extent taken by those who laid their lives in hope to one day celebrate the purpose of human rights. The human rights of our people are enshrined in the Bill of Rights of our Constitution. And in terms of Section 21 of the Constitution, every citizen has the right to enter, to remain in, and to reside anywhere in the Republic. Significantly, this draws our attention to the access of land being liberally granted to our people. However, with a government who is supposedly bound by the Constitution, the right made available to our people have been restrained by the authoritative bodies of our law. We see this in terms of violation in cases of evictions. According to the PI Act, residents who are evicted out of their premises of landlords are to be supplied land by the municipality, and this government has not effected this. Now, citing from Fanon, as I quote, he says, "For a colonized people, the most essential value, because the most concrete, is first and foremost the land which brings them bread and above all, dignity." Now, Deputy Speaker, there can be no human rights without land. There can be no human rights without humanity and without human dignity. The condition of landlessness threatens the enjoyment of a number of fundamental human rights as enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and international human rights laws. Now, land occupation is not land grab. Following the dispossession of African land in 1652 by white settlers, our people have experienced deprivation of their natural habitat, which in the essence is further violated even in our supposed human rights laws. The result of this conquest is that about 350 years later, the native majority in South Africa is landless, and only about 40,000 white families own up to 80% of our land. This violates Section 25, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa of 1996, that enshrines the right of all citizens not to be deprived of property, and Section 26, subsection 1, which guarantees our people the right to have access to adequate housing. Now, why land versus human rights? Modern South Africa is created out of triple dispossessions. The primary dispossession is land dispossession, which logically led to the two other dispossessions, which is dispossession of the African way of being. Then we cannot talk of human rights without land and our inspiration of land. That's why the EFF wants expropriation of land without compensation. We draw our inspiration from the radical working class interpretation of the Freedom Charter, which says transfer of mineral wealth beneath the soil, monopoly industries, and the bank means indeed nationalization of mines, banks, and monopoly industries. That's what must happen. We will carry on the fight for the human rights of our people this year, next year, and the following year, because we are a party that is not afraid to dream, plan, and work for the better future of this country. Land rights are a true human rights issue. Land rights constitute the basis for access to food, housing, development, and without access to land, many people find themselves in a situation of great economic insecurity. Land rights play a catalytic role in economic growth, social development, and poverty alleviation. Madam Deputy Speaker, access and right ownership and right over land in South Africa is still based on hierarchical and segregated system where the poorest, especially black majority, do not hold security of land tenure. In South Africa, control of rights to the land has historically been an instrument of apartheid, oppression, and colonization. The land rights were used as a central piece of apartheid regime during apartheid.
Time up, Nana. Thank you very much. Honorable Mufuke. Thank you.
Time is up. You always deprive yourself of free education. I